Across India, sugarcane is being harvested by the ton to fuel a massive national initiative. Yet, just miles from these dense green fields, you find cracked lakebeds and dying trees. Most vehicle owners only notice this initiative when the fuel at their local pumps quietly changed to E20, a 20% ethanol blend. Drivers were suddenly reporting dropping mileage, corroded engine parts, and unexpected repair bills. Beyond the mechanical issues at the pump, a more permanent extraction is occurring out of sight, deep beneath the soil. India is attempting to solve its energy dependency by trading a reliance on foreign crude for a reliance on its own finite water table. The government's ambition is clear: completely sever the country's dependency on imported crude oil by replacing it with crop-based alternatives. They are aggressively pushing toward E100, a future where vehicles run entirely on pure plant-derived ethanol. But the backbone of this entire energy transition is sugarcane, a crop that requires an immense volume of water to survive. The state is aggressively subsidizing this crop in regions that are already facing chronic, widespread water stress. It leads to a difficult synthesis. Can a country afford to secure its energy future if the price is liquidating its fundamental water and food security? To understand the government's logic, you have to look at the national ledger. Importing foreign crude oil acts as a crippling drain on India's budget and foreign exchange reserves. This chart shows the acceleration of the ethanol blending mandate. We see a steep upward curve, jumping from just 1.5% in 2014 to a mandated 20% today. That percentage growth correlates to billions of dollars saved in foreign exchange. The political selling point is direct. The capital that used to flow to foreign oil cartels is now being injected into the domestic farming economy. On a macroeconomic spreadsheet, this policy appears to neutralize one of India's greatest economic vulnerabilities. However, the physical reality of the land reveals a direct, uncompromising conflict between the need for basic human food and the insatiable demand for fuel. Processing this volume of biofuel requires heavy industrial infrastructure. Smokestacks and processing units now loom directly over the agricultural landscape. As aggressive government incentives make ethanol highly profitable, farmers are diverting fertile, arable land away from vital food crops to grow fuel. To keep that sugarcane alive through dry seasons, farmers are pumping unsustainable amounts of groundwater from rapidly depleting aquifers. Optimizing the nation's output for fuel security inherently creates a deficit in food and water security. Despite its ecological footprint, sugarcane remains the mandated foundation of the government's fuel strategy. The push toward E100 has been driven largely by the personal ambition of Union Minister Nitin Gadkari, who has personally championed the rapid policy timeline. This chart shows the financial windfall for agro-processing corporations at the supply chain center. CN Agro experienced a revenue jump from 171 to over 1,000 crore in a single year. That top-line revenue translated into a net profit surge, growing from 5 to 41 crore. The individuals running these corporations are the direct family members of the minister driving the mandate. The policy creates a set of incentives where policymakers and corporate agro-barons capture the financial upside, while the public absorbs the ecological and mechanical costs. To answer critics of the water crisis, the government points to second-generation, or 2G, ethanol. 2G technology synthesizes fuel from dry agricultural waste rather than fresh crops. The stalks are crushed and broken down into a thick, dark liquid. While the theory is sound, the physical reality is lagging, but the technology is scaling far too slowly to meet the immediate, legally mandated deadlines for E85 and E100. Relying on future technology to fix present-day extraction assumes that innovation will move faster than the permanent depletion of the aquifers. The ground-level consequence of this aggressive policy is already visible in the fractured earth and dead crop remnants left behind. These bureaucratic victories regarding energy independence mean little to citizens facing the daily reality of strained water and food resources. This single policy places an overwhelming logistical and physical burden on the nation's infrastructure and the people who work within it. In the accelerated race to achieve sovereign energy independence, India may successfully save its oil, but it risks fatally draining its water.